Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And somebody sent me this file, and they actually have cut it out, and they're using a plasma cutter, and some of the lines burned out. Plasma cutting gets real hot, so it burned through some of the lines, some of the rocks, as you can see. So one thing, when I open the file, it's got white background. So one thing you can try is to grab it and move it like that, and you've left the white behind. So now, and you could do that several different ways, but that's probably the easiest, like that. Now let's bring this back into the picture, and let's left click, right click, and I always make my drawing red so I can see the lines. And if we measure some of these points with the parallel dimension tool, let's go from like right there to right there, and you can see it's only a little bit less than 1/8 of an inch, which is pretty thin. But the main problem with this is that the nodes in plasma cutting are totally different than laser cutting, because the plasma torches have to go from node to node. So look at all the nodes. So we're going to try this first. And you could do this individually or separately, but let's just do them individually, and let's select all those nodes. And I've always said a magical number of 20, and type in 20 in this line, and look at the difference in the nodes. You know, now there are just a few nodes, and see how much smoother it is? Matter of fact, there's only 2 nodes on this drawing, or 3, and we could actually try to delete one more. So that's one way to do it. And then you've got this sharp edge, but you could do, you could do the whole thing at once. And let's just do the whole thing. Let's grab it all and go 20%. Well, let's back up here. There are 7,288 nodes. If we select them all and reduce it by 20, it turns it into 1,214 nodes. So it's a lot better image. Now, I didn't really look at how it changed anything, but the nodes are less. And by looking at his picture, the marshmallows came out pretty good, so you won't really need to change them, even though we did reduce some nodes there. You've got a lot sharper. And then I would maybe take the shape tool and just delete some other nodes that you don't really need. I mean, there's no reason for that node. But then what I would do on the rocks, because they're still too close together, and like that right there is going to burn through. So take that node and delete it. So try to get rid of the nodes that are going to be touching too close anyway. And I would actually, take the smoothing tool, which everybody has, it's X7 or above. Let's make it 0.25 of an inch. And let's click on that one item, and look how it smooths it out. In plasma cutting, this will help tremendously. You don't really want that sharp point, so you kind of round it off. And if you do all the rocks like this, they're still going to be a little bit close together, but there's a way around that. So what we're going to do, we're going to find out how big this thing is. It's almost 20 inches big. Let's get rid of our picture for a second. Let's change our nudge factor to 22. And let's do this. Let's take the contour tool. Let's click on that. Let's go up to Object, Break Curve Apart, so we can grab each individual rock now. And let's go to Effects and Contour. We're going to contour to the inside. We're going to try 0.1, see what happens. That's too much. Let's go 0.05. That's better. Now, what you can do is just, now that you've got it set, just grab that rock and just hit apply. So it's going to save you a lot of time. And this is going to put the rocks, I'm guessing these are rocks and these are pieces of firewood. But when you do the whole thing, and also it's going to, we could do, make sure it's rounded corners so it's going to kind of round them off. And let's just do them all. Just real quick. I'm not going to do, well, let's don't do them all, because I'm going to show you how to get rid of this contour line. Let's go ahead and do that log. And then with that, we've lost some of the detail, but you know, that's fine too. You've got to think about burning, and we'll grab that one. It's going to lose quite a bit. But you don't have to contour it as much as I'm contouring it. And we had to break it apart to be able to do this. So we're going to have to change up how we get rid of the red. And I'm going to go ahead and do them all. Just real quick. I think the flames are probably good because they're good solid nodes. And we're done. One more, a couple more. And you could probably select them all and do this too. Now, we need to see if we can't move this out of the way and move the marshmallow out of the way. Move the marshmallow out of the way. Take this and move it out of the way. And I'm just nudging, well, I'm nudging the wrong way. I need to nudge back up and over. I think the chairs were good and these outlines are good. So let's nudge them to the left. And I think our fire is good. And we'll go and take the chair parts. Now, if you have set, I'll tell you what, there's one more. And then select them all, go up to object and break the 44 objects apart. Then take your pick tool and grab right in the center and nudge it over. That way it's going to be just taking away the black. And we can still change it a little bit, but I guarantee this will work. I'm going a little fast because I'm trying to get it done. So getting all the black, and then we can actually get rid of these. Hit delete. Go back over to our drawing. And make them all, select it all, go to your pen tool, double click on your pen tool, and make them all a hairline and red. And I like using RGB. I don't think really in a plasma cutter really matter. But go up to the palette and make them all red. And then I would also check, now that I realize that, I would check my, yeah, it's a hairline. So everything's a hairline now. This is going to cut out, see how much more space is in there? Now, some of these I would probably break apart, go up to object, and break the curve apart and get these little bitty, non-essential little parts and delete them. That might actually work and that might actually work. I think now it will be a lot better, and we'll look at it with the Smart Fill tool, and that's the way it's going to look. The rocks still look good. The marshmallows look good. The chairs look good, and that should work. And then with the Smart Fill tool, I'll always take it over here and left click, right click, and then save that whatever file format you need. Most plasma cutters need DXF, but by Smart Filling it, you've sealed everything up. I think it still looks great. The trees, maybe too jagged, but it looked like on the picture he cut it out, and it cut out pretty good. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.